today. We deliberate on and discuss today, we pray that your Lordship will be with us. We pray that our discussions and ideas we seek to get that we discuss today will be for the achievement of our vision. This and many more we pray through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much for that wonderful opening prayer. So straight away we go to our welcome address to be handled by Mr. Olushola.
Okay, thank you, Kashi, for that. I want to welcome each and every one of you again to this month webinar. I'll first of all say good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, depending on where you're actually listening from. We are glad to actually have you this study globally in conjunction with Society of Petroleum Engineers Watercourse section. And in this month webinar, we'll be looking at successful strategies to studying abroad. A wise man once said that success is actually 20% skill and 80% strategy. He said you might know how to succeed, but more importantly, what are your plans to actually succeed? Over time, we've actually seen that many people have actually dashed into studying abroad without taking advantage of what studying abroad we actually offered them, because they were not able to get the right information, which we actually enable them to strategize properly. And that's one of those reasons why we actually came up with this timely topic for us today. One of the essence of strategies is actually to help us choose what not to do, thereby giving us opportunity to labor more on what to do, putting all best of our effort into what to do. In the course of this month webinar, we believe that we'll be able to learn some strategic things that will actually help our studying abroad go smoothly, starting from how to actually locate funding opportunity. A lot of people have actually decided to relax based on they were not able to get the right information on how to actually get funding opportunities for their studying abroad. In the course of today's webinar, details on that we actually been shared, and also a lot of people struggle to get the right university to pick part-time based on their desire, because every university has their own peculiarity and has some things that actually follow them, like a lot of opportunity embedded in them. In the course of today's webinar too, we'll be getting details on that, on how to properly choose the university that will actually give us the right opportunity part-time, which we actually also expose us to that desire cost of study. Also in the course of today, we also be looking at how to actually find a researcher even when we are out there studying abroad. One of our main goal and desire is that everyone going outside to actually study take the most opportunity of their studying abroad. And that's why we are here last study globally to help in that. In course of today's study, we'll be able to navigate through all these, which I believe that after this, you'll be able to get most of your studying abroad. It will not just be dashing to overseas to study, but all that is embedded in it, you'll be able to take advantage of that. I just want us to sit back, get your pen and jotter, and be ready to pick 1 or 2 points which will actually help you navigate through your studying abroad. And I believe that at the end of today's webinar, you actually be glad to reach out again to us concerning what you've actually gained, and we'll be there to actually be there to receive your feedback and all. Again, I want to welcome you and say welcome once again to today's webinar. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vishala. I go straight to just a little about our services. So I want to play a video for us to listen to and take it up from there. Okay, thank you for watching that little clip. I just want to introduce to us about our business, Study Global in Nigeria. We came here last year. We entered into Nigeria market last year, and it has been really, really a nice one. We have realized that so many Nigerians, or less international, or Africans, students want to actually travel out. The best route for them is study option. That's why we came into this market to make sure that we help people fulfill their dreams. So part of what we do is to ensure that we screen our candidates, look at those documents that they have, and make sure that at the end of the day, we have the opportunity to apply for them to at least 5 schools at a go, free of charge. And at the end of the day, since we have partnerships with over 1,500 schools in UK, for example, it's easier to get admission. The truth of the matter is that many agencies have ripped off so many persons who have dropped, sent in monies, they paid monies, and they've been scammed, as it were, and at the end of the day, didn't get admission. But we have seen that as a cry by so many persons, and in order to nip that on the board, we came on board. That's why ours is different from any other one you see in the market. We go as far back as helping you to look at your statement of purpose. We help you also draft it, even though it's a paid service. But all the processes involved in making sure that we apply for you into schools of your choice is free. So at the end of this event, it is going to be very interesting for us that you come and contact us, come to our office, tell us whatever it is you want us to know, your preferences, your choice schools, and the control of your choice. And we'll sit down with you and make sure that anything we are doing matches with your career objectives and your goals. So after this call, please make sure you give us a call. Make sure you reach out to us. Our numbers are provided on the screen, on the chat box as well. Our websites are available. You can also reach us via email address, and you can come to our offices in Lagos and Port Harcourt. The one in Port Harcourt is at number 33 Tombia Street, Tombia Road, GRA 2, Port Harcourt. You can also locate us at number 25 Church Street, Opebi, Ikeja in Lagos State. So thank you very much for your time. Straight way, we go to our introduction of the speaker for today's event. So I would like to give that assignment to no other person than Mr. Goswe. Thank you.
I wrote the SAT exam, but was unable to visa at the United States
I think his network is bad. Let me take it over from there. Sorry, Goswe. Okay, thank you. So in 2009, Mr. Peter got his international passport ready and wrote the SAT exams, but was unable to get his transcripts to meet up admission deadlines. He gave up the hope of studying abroad until 2015. He was denied a visa at the United States Embassy 14 times, despite being an education USA member, and got his visa the 15th time in December 2021. In 2020, he applied to about 50 universities in the United States, got several admissions and scholarships. He's the one being referred to in the adage that says, never give up. Peter OBD is currently a PhD student and a graduate research assistant at the Missouri University of Science and Technology in the United States of America, studying mechanical engineering. In 2021, he secured the Erasmus Plus scholarship from the Częstochowa University of Technology, Poland, where he was studying a master's in management, to Leopolda University, Germany, where he's studying a master's in management and entrepreneurship, and will be rounding off in summer 2022. He was also nominated for the 2022 cohort of the SME Managers on Energy Efficiency and Sustainability at Teesside University, United Kingdom. While studying in Europe, he worked with companies in both Poland and Germany, and has since 2020 traveled to about 12 countries, if not more. Peter got his first degree in mechanical engineering from the Delta State University, Nigeria in 2014. He was a class representative for the entire duration of the study and among the 10 best students in the Department of Mechanical Engineering as curated by Chevron Nigeria. He had the opportunity to intern at Adax Petroleum, where he gained lots of offshore and onshore experiences. He did his NYC in 2015 to 2016 at Kojo Motors, a Toyota service center. He was the Secretary General of the Community Development Scheme on Gender Vanguard. After his NYC, he opened this automobile workshop in Lagos, being well skilled in diagnostics and maintenance of automobiles using both the OBD2 and auto workshop tools. In September 2017, he was employed by Coca-Cola Hellenic Bottling Company, Nigeria, where he was an operations and maintenance technician till October 2020. During his undergraduate, he was already preparing himself for a graduate school by collecting transcripts after every session. In 2015, he started the evaluation of his transcripts and applied for scholarships in the UK and in the United States, knowing fully well that they can't finance a study without a scholarship. He was also engaged in taking certification courses on EDX like project management, Six Sigma, and energy transitions. He also took safety courses in NIMASA. Thank you. Over to the presenter. That's more about his profile. You will hear more from him as we go to the next presentation. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm happy to be here today, and I don't need to talk much about myself. You heard from Mr. Nkechi, and if you need to be geared up, to be motivated, that should be enough. I'm not a motivational speaker, you know, so you should know that it's really something different you have to do if you want to travel, you know, if you want to study and if you want to travel. So I'm going to start with my presentation on what I have today. I will share my screen. I wouldn't take much of your time because if I want to talk about my full journey, it's going to take like some few days, you know, to complete my story. But with the agenda today, we are just going to go straight to the point, and I'm going to share my screen. And yes, I'll share my screen. Yeah, thank you. So you can see from my first slide here, education and travel. Now, one thing is for you to be ready to study, and one thing is for you to be ready to travel. And so you need to put on your shoes and be ready and be prepared, right? And that's why today we are here, because you've won your shoe and you are ready to travel because you want to study, right? That's the primary aim. So I've teamed up with Study Globally and with SP and YMeans. YMeans is it's my personal company which I've started, and I talk about education, I talk about travel, and it's just my personal blog and personal page where I promote myself. Okay, and I'm gonna go to the next page. So I want in the comment section, can the host, can you put up a quiz? Let me know my audience. Am I speaking to only graduate students or both graduate students and undergraduate students? Can we just quickly have a short survey on that? Let me know my audience, right? Or just type on the comment section. Let me know if you are a graduate student. So I'm going to create a quiz. Just, you can raise up your hands if you are a graduate student, if you are planning for graduate studies or undergraduate studies. Okay. Yeah, postgraduate studies, graduate studies, they're all the same thing. Okay, that's good. So now that I know that we have graduate students here and people going for postgraduate, first thing first, you need to prepare yourself. I believe there is no one who wants to travel and who wants to travel out of Nigeria to study or go abroad that wouldn't have passport ready, that wouldn't have transcripts ready, that wouldn't have people set for recommendation and stuff like that. So these are the basics you need to get, right? And so because of that, I'm not going to be talking about that today. I want to talk about how you can search for these schools, how you can organize your application. Can you hear me?
Yes.
we can.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. And I'm going to go to searching for schools now. So when you want to start searching for schools, or when you want to if peradventure you are consulting Study Globally, you need to know what you are looking for. What do you want to study, right? What do you want to study? What is your focus? And going for to choose your course doesn't really mean you must choose a course that okay, my screen is not full. Is it okay now? Yeah, it's okay for me. So you need to know your course, you need to know your focal point, and these two things, the course and the school you want to choose, should align, right? And you should be able to know if there is funding or not in these schools. You need to you can check US News, you can check Google to know, you can check Christian Review to know if these schools are places you can go to. This review, this search for schools apply to anywhere you want to go. If it's in Germany, if it's in Poland, if it's in anywhere in Europe, in UK, in Norway, in Australia. And let me quickly tell you, I've applied to so many schools in UK, in Ireland, in Norway, in Germany, and so on and so forth. And so if you are searching for schools, first point, you need to know the course you want to go for. You need to know the school. You need to check if there is funding in that school. You need to know the tuition for that school. You need to know the opportunity in that school. And most importantly, you need to know the opportunities in the country, right? Now, let's I wouldn't want to talk much about that, so we didn't take our time. Let's look at organizing your application process, right? Now, I've created a Google Drive where all these bullet points you are saying now, you have the time to go through them one after the other to understand what I'm saying here. If you cannot take notes, or if you can watch this video later, you can see everything there, right? And so organizing your applications. A lot of students don't even remember how many schools they are applying to. Like me, I have a folder created. I have a folder created for each school I'm applying to, because you don't want to send mistakenly same recommendation you sent to school A to school B, right? So you need to create folder for your applications. Even if you are using Study Globally, you need to create a folder. If you are using one statement of purpose for this school, you are using another statement of purpose for this school, you need to know that, okay, fine, this is what I'm using. This is this school for this school for this, right? And so that's how you do it. Now, graduate application sheets. This is what I've created together, and you'll be seeing it from the Google Drive. This is simply you getting your stuff together in one sheet, like getting all your details, your transcript, and every schools you are applying to. Then, most importantly, you want to get scholarship, right? You need to improve your writing skills, like your writing skills. If you are writing your statement of purpose, you need to first of all write, and you need to also share with people who are scholarly good for writing of statement of purpose, right? Statement of purpose is different from personal statement, right? Or what you call letter of motivation. So you need to know the difference for these two. Yeah. Personal statement is something about yourself, what you've been doing, what you've done, and what you want to do in future. But if you talk about statement of purpose, it's about you coming to the school, what you want to do, how this affects the school, how this affects you, what are your future plans in the school and after the school, right? And you at this point, you want to come up with something that will be good for your research. If you are applying to most schools in Canada, in Canada especially, they will ask you, if you apply to a school, they will ask you to first of all get a supervisor. And so the statement of purpose comes in play, and your personal statement and your research proposal comes in play. So you say that your personal statement, your statement of purpose, your research proposal matters. And so that's why I say you need to check the country you want to go, you want to look into. You need to know everything about there. You need to know what's happening there, of which Study Globally is going to ask. They are going to help you with that. That's why they are here for you. Now, cover letter, sample for research assistantship. Now, everything I'm talking about here, I wouldn't want to change my screen to cause any distraction, going to show you samples, but probably after my presentation, I will show you guys samples of all these letters. So you can also get it on the Google Drive I'm going to share after this session. So now we are looking at cover letter and cover letter samples for research assistantship position. Now there's what we call ROA and TA. You know, so one is research assistantship, one is teaching assistantship. Yeah, some schools they give you only research assistantship, and some schools they give you both. but the stipend they give you doesn't change. Because you have two positions doesn't make you to have two stipends, right? And so for me, I prefer research assistantship because first I want to be focused. I want to know what I'm doing. But in some schools, after 1 year before they give you any position, that's why some schools is difficult to get scholarship until you touch base, until you are in the school, because they want you to take courses for 1 year and see if you are a good student. And now, how do you get funding? How do you get funding after before you even submit your application? You should have some things you take note. You can send a mail to your graduate coordinator, or you look for professors in the department you want to apply to and send a mail. Getting scholarship is communication. If you think you apply to some other schools, you don't need to communicate. Like Northeastern University, once you apply for a PhD to study PhD there, you don't need to apply for scholarship. Once you are considered for admission, they give you scholarship, right? But most of the schools, they give you admission and they want you to contact a faculty member or the graduate coordinator for open assistantship or likelihood of getting assistantship. And there are priority dates for you to get this assistantship you are looking for. For undergraduates, there is also assistantship for you. Now, I want to quickly look at the requirements. What are the requirements? For if you are going for MBA, you need to take the GMAT. If you are going for engineering courses, X courses, economies, and the rest, you need to take the graduate record examination, right? For me, I took the graduate record examination in 2016 February, and I scored very low. I scored 290 something, 298, yeah, 298. That was very low. But trust me, that's not the end point. That's not the end point. If your desire is the United States of America. I have 3 of my friends that they got full funding with a score of 280 something, 292, 295. Yeah. So limitations is not on requirement, it's in communication. There are some professors, they don't care about you having a 2-2 or a 3rd class. They want your communication. I communicated with a professor in University of Luxembourg, and I sent a mail. I composed that mail within 5 days. I was writing the mail. I was like, what am I writing? Is this okay? Is this okay? So I have to write it well. And I got a very positive reply. He sent me, thank you for sending me this mail. Like, this is really interesting. Like, sending a mail well coordinated, precise, and it doesn't bore you from reading it. And he sent me a thank you message and said, oh, we are going to consider you, but I am not the only one who is in the committee. So that shows you that your communication method really matters. I've seen some persons want to send a message to a professor for a request for graduate assistantship, and they say hello, or they say hi, or they just, you need to first of all know the title of this professor, if it's doctor, or if it's doctor professor, or if it's an associate prof, things like that. And you need to know his full name. When you send a mail without including the professor's full name, it sends a red flag. It sends a red flag. He might not even open the mail. He might not open the mail. So when you get this information, that everything I'm telling you about is on the samples I put on the Google Drive. So you will see everything there. You see the intuitive of what I'm telling you now. So if you are sending emails to ask for scholarship, you should be precise. You should go straight to the point. You should let the professor know that you know about him, you know about his research, you know about what he's doing. And so now I'm still looking at requirements. We've talked about the GMAT, we've talked about GRE, and we've talked about, okay, the SAT for undergraduate students. Now I'm talking strategically. My session today is about United States of America, and I'm talking little about UK and other schools, right? So if you want to study undergraduate here and you look for funding, you need to write SAT, SAT. So and when you score good, you can be sure of scholarship, you can be sure of funding from schools. Now, I will have to go to first point, searching for schools. You need to know the difference between different schools, community schools and the rest, because my first mistake I made in 2016 when I went to the embassy first time was the school I took to the embassy. You don't want to take a school that is already a red flag to the embassy after all the struggles of getting admission, seeking for funding and all these things. You don't want to take a school that so many people have gone to and they didn't study and they just left, right? So you want to go to a school that they are known for students who live or non-immigrant from Nigeria. They study full time. They don't just abscond from classes or abscond from the entire study program, right? So you want to choose the right schools. You want to ask questions. Is this school good? Is this school okay? Now, that's fine. Then also, I think study globally can help you guys in the UK schools and so many schools in Europe also. One thing you need to know about the difference between UK and Europe is cost. In Germany, education is free, but some private universities still take fees. And each school you get to pay semester fee, which is very little money for you. And in UK, there are very cheap schools you can go. Now, for traveling outside, let me quickly go to the first point first. You need to understand that if one country is not working for you, you should try another country. The mistake most of us make is like, oh, I must go to America, I must go to UK, I must go to Germany. My friend is in Germany. Oh, my friend is in USA. My friend is in this. I must go there. No. And places like Ukraine, Turkey, North Cyprus, I got admissions in those places, but I had to weigh the options like, why am I leaving the country? Is it just leaving the country? What are the opportunities? You know, what are the opportunities in these countries? I got admission and I was getting mails from them. Oh, we're giving you $4,000 scholarship in university in Turkey, in Ukraine. They're giving me a $2,000 scholarship. I was like, what am I using 2,000 for? What am I using this for? Right? I was just like, no, this is not the place to go. Now, that's it. So let me go back to where I was. We are looking at what are the requirements for you to meet up scholarship. Mind you, as the pandemic started, most of the schools started waiving IELTS, GRE, GMAT, and SAT. And so this is the best time because the pandemic is not over, it's still with us, right? This is the best time to apply for any schools. And we are Nigerians. We are not supposed to be taking IELTS, TOEFL, or Duolingo test or whatever test you have it. Back in before I my Erasmus scholarship, I had to submit my English test. I had to Yeah, I have to submit what else again? My transcript and lots of stuff like that. But the major thing I'm looking there is the English test. After submitting, I still have to take the European English test. Like, these people don't know how to speak English, but they make me take English test. And so because of this, there is a way you can get English certification from your universities. I have sample also, which I got from my university. I took the IELTS, but after 2 years, the IELTS is gone, right? And so I had a backup. I took English test certification from my university and also from the Ministry of Education. If your school is not cooperating, you can get from Ministry of Education in Abuja. They give you a certification that, oh, this guy studied in English. Now, when you are composing a mail to send to your school to waive TOEFL or IELTS, you need to know how to do this. Yeah, so you need to know how to do that. That's very important. Now, all these things I'm telling you about, you are going to see samples on the Google Drive. That's very important because even though Study Global is going to assist you, they cannot assist you for all these things. You need to do these things yourself. On a serious note, I don't know, maybe later they talk about this, but I don't know if they assist on this other part, because you need to understand, you need to know how to do this, although some persons charge to assist you in doing this, but sometimes you need to take your own destiny in your hands, because some schools complained about people using the same kind of statement of purpose, letter of motivation. So your story is different from every other person. You should be able to tailor it to your own personal use. So that's it. And I'm going to go to the next slide. Now, we are still looking at requirements. We are still looking at requirements for for graduate admission, undergraduate admission, and so now. Remember in 2009, after my SAT, because I went to one private secondary school, or it's just like a government school, very cheap school, you know. When you go to all these public schools, cheap schools, they don't even know what is transcript for undergraduate students. They don't even know what is transcript. All they know is, oh, your WAEC result. Your WAEC result is not your transcript for undergraduate students. Your WAEC result is not a transcript. And your transcript is something they are looking at from SS1 to SS3. So this is your transcript for undergraduate students. So I made that mistake. I couldn't get my transcript on time. After our admission decision, my brother was able to get my transcript from my school, right, from my secondary school in 2009. So before my transcript came out, I got admission to study. So I was like, man, let me just go and study here, you know. So transcript, when I was in 200 level, I started collecting my transcript. I requested for my 100 level transcript. When I was in my final year, I already had my transcript from 100 level to 400 level. You are surprised? No, you can get your transcript every year. You can print it from your website like UNILAG, University of Lagos, right? But it's not stamped. But each year when I get my transcript, I take it to appropriate portals, they sign, they stamp it each year. You know, it's stressful, but I was just like, I don't want to pass through the stress of trying to get my transcript at the end of the day. Otherwise, if you want to get your transcript when you graduate and your school doesn't want to give you your transcript, they don't want to give you because they said they must send it to the school. What you need to do is, if you have a friend working in an organization, you can order your transcript to your friend's office and they deliver your transcript to your friend's office. What are the reasons you give? Probably your friend wants to employ you, or probably your friend or your company. You can even send your transcript to your company where you are working. You can send your transcript to a school in Nigeria where your friend is. You can send your transcript anywhere you want to send it to. Is your transcript, you pay for it. The only thing is most schools don't want to give you your personal transcript, and if they even give you, they want to write on it student copy, which is not good. You can send your transcript to an office, right? That's one of the best ways. And I see a lot of people trying to apply for transcript and they are not getting response on time. You need to follow up. You need to send someone there if you're not in that state. You need to follow up. You need to be proactive on getting your transcript. I had a friend who was not proactive and wasted all time for transcript. So you need to follow up if it's taking time. Now, someone will want to ask me, do you need to evaluate your transcript? And schools like Austin P State University, they don't even accept evaluated transcript. They just want your transcript from your school. They don't want evaluation. They don't want anything. So there are a lot of schools who don't want evaluation. They just want your real transcript. Now, there are also schools who want WES evaluated transcript, or NACES or ECE. But the best is WES. Now, when you send your transcript to WES and stuff like that, it's even reduced. When I was doing my WES, you have to send your WAEC, you have to go to WAEC to send your WAEC directly to WES. You have to, so many crazy stuff, as at 2014, 2015, when I was doing my evaluation, it was crazy. But now it's very good. And you can even use WES evaluator or calculator to even do your evaluation before you get a result from WES, right? So that's if you cannot afford all these things, there is always a way to send a mail for waiver. There is always a way. I'm currently assisting so many of my friends now, trying to apply without GRE, without IELTS, and they are getting feedback. Why? Because of communication. Because of what? Communication, right? So if you can put all these things together, you are able to communicate, you are able to write word, you are able to send cold mails, reminder mails, not bombarding like you are chatting with your friend on WhatsApp, right? And so you need to do all these things very well. You need to do all these things real good. Now, that's one thing. Now let's quickly look at we have a few minutes left, so let's quickly look at another thing. I've talked about your CV. There's a template in Google Drive. Then preparing for an interview with the graduate admission panel. Let me tell you, you got admission, or before you are considered for admission, they want to interview you. This is because they think they can offer you scholarship. Otherwise, there might be no need for interview. They can just give you admission. There is no scholarship. But when they contact you, I would like to interview you. In my own case, I got so many. I did so many interviews. I got admission. I had to send mails for consideration for graduate research assistantship, also several other things. So, and what I was saying. So when you are ready for your interview, you've gotten your admission, this is what you need to do. The professors or the course you are going for, you need to go to the school's website. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Go to the school's website, go to the faculty, go to the professor's page. The ones when you are writing your SOP, if you include I would like to work with this professor, I would like to work with this, then you should go there. But if you did not include, better for you, because it's always good to be open to opportunities than streamlining yourself to certain professors. Oh, I want to work with Dr. Moam, I want to work with Dr. David, I want to work. That means you are telling them that every other person that is available, you may not, or you don't want to work with them. So there is sometimes it's kind of tricky. You don't need to put these people inside your statement of purpose, except the school demands you to put it. And in some cases, even though they do, you still don't need to put it, because it only streamlines you, because the competition becomes more higher. What if there are 100 students going there and maybe your profile is even the least? That is where your communication with these professors matters a lot, right? And so when you are prepared for your interview, you need to know what's on your CV. Just like the Nigerian setting, you want to go for an interview, you need to know everything on your CV. You need to know everything on your CV. You need to not cramming. When I say no, not cramming, not trying to fabricate anything. You need to know what's on your CV. You need to be able to discuss, and you need to also know what this professor is doing. After you've checked the school's website, what he's doing, go and search for him, go and search for his research on ResearchGate, go and search for stuff. When you are being interviewed, you don't want to say, they ask you, can you work on, have you ever used MATLAB? Have you ever used Python software? Because right now, every prof that want to employ you, want to take you as research assistant, want to give you scholarship, they want to know if you are good with IT, even though you are going for electrical sciences, you are going for mechanical engineering, you are going for biochemistry. They want to know if you are good with one software. You don't want to say, no, I'm not good, this and that. You want to say something positive. I got some jobs in Germany by saying things positive, even when I cannot speak Dutch very well. You want to say, thank you. I am a very fast learner. I am a very fast learner, and I believe from what I've been doing in my job, I've been able to use different softwares, and I believe the MATLAB or the Python software is something I can easily learn. I've even I've planned to enroll for a course, or a personal course on edX on this I want to take. So this is how to respond to questions like this. You don't need to limit yourself like, oh, they ask you a question, you just say no, you just say yes. That is the way you also do your interview at the embassy. When they ask you a question, what are you going to study? You say, I'm going to study electrical engineering, and you stop there. Then that's not good. You want to study electrical engineering, right? You need to talk. You need to be free, because these people, they want you to be free. They want you to talk to them, not like the way we do in Nigeria, not like being scared or trying to respect. No, they want you to talk. So, what are you going to study? I'm going to study electrical engineering. I'll be dealing on photons, on electrical photons. We'll be talking about nuclear atoms. We'll be talking about. You just like open up yourself, right? For the interview phase now, you open up yourself. You try to smile. You try to do your things like we're discussing. And this school I am now, my interview was like, I so much prepared. Like I prepared for like 3 days, because I had having two interviews the same day, and time zone, it was 2 a.m. I had my interview at by 2 a.m. I had to get my lights. And I did my interviews, most of my interviews for the last application I did. I more than 50 applications, but the files I created was 50, and the ones in my book were different. So you need to motivate yourself. You don't need anybody to motivate you. You need to motivate yourself if you want to get funding, because you don't know which school will work out. And so you want to speak well, you want to, because you've really prepared. So for my own part, I prepared so much. I even went to my professor's research in 1990 something, his first research on stuff like that. And when we were talking, it was just smiling. It was like, oh, I love what you are doing. And I told him, I said, yeah, I love your research in so time. It's very nice. In fact, I look at something like that when I was studying during my undergraduate studies. It's a very nice project. Like, he was surprised. He was like, man, this guy, this guy went to dig out my profile. Probably has even forgot he did something like that, you know? So even you have to be interactive, you have to play along, you have to play with them, you have to Like, I'm not saying you should crack jokes, but you have to just bring something to interest them. And do you know what happened? I choose to come to this place. I had funding from Tulsa. I had funding from Michigan, from UT Dallas, so many places, right? But I choose to come here because this professor was able to talk to me where we were able to smile and we were able to communicate very well, right? That same day, he gave me an offer letter. He gave me a fellowship. I am currently on a fellowship, a Fresher fellowship also. Same day after my interview, right? Because he was surprised, like, how can this guy be telling me some stuff I've done in the past? And he, he only, okay, I remember he sent me a mail a day prior to the interview. I was having other interviews I was preparing for before, so it was like surprise. So you need to go the extra mile. You need to put yourself to study about this profession. When you finally hear study is not so stressful, study is not so, you when you have issues, you can communicate with these people, they help you out. So the thing is about getting started, getting things done rightly, sending good mails and stuff. So I'm going to quickly rush through this, and that's it. Now, when you're contacting professors, there is something on the drive for you. When you are following up, there is something on the drive, you know. Preparing a recommendation letter. Yeah, I'm going to talk about this lastly before we finish the remaining stuff, right? Now, a lot of people want to like recommendation letter. Recommendation letter is a challenge sometimes. You want to mail your lecturer and you want to say, please sir, I need recommendation, and he's going to tell you like, Nkechi, so because of recommendation, and that's why you're messaging me, how many years have you've not even talked to me? Like, this is crazy, you know. This was your professor, this was your lecturer. He should be able to assist you, not telling you some crazy questions, some asking you crazy things and saying stuff, right? And so because you don't want to go through this stress, um, you can use your employer. If you are working in a place, it's best to use your employer. You can use your colleagues. You can use your colleagues, and your colleagues will be very glad to even show you what's on the recommendation and even ask you what you want there. Like for me, I use my colleagues at work. I even use my boss. My boss was like, just send me what you want. What do you want me to type there? Like, I send him a sample recommendation typed by me, not just something from Google for myself. Like, boss, this is what I want you to put there. Like, if he doesn't have time, he can forward you these stuff, and you also do. I'm not saying it's the right thing, but these people are sometimes very busy, you know. So you can also suggest to these people like, can you forward to me? And when you feel you show them, it's also good, right? So that's one aspect. You need to also follow up with your lecturers. If like what I did, being the course rep, I wasn't having issues with this, but I found it very, very irritating trying to send message, and I'm waiting for days, and I'm trying to play along. Hello, greetings. I just want to greet you for the weekend. You know, I don't have money for recharge card because you are working in Nigeria. You cannot even save. Each money I get, I apply for visa. I pay application fees. Now, application fee quickly. You also need to learn how to send mails for waiver for application fee in the United States of America. Everything is also on this drive. You need to learn how to ask for waiver for application fee. So many schools give waiver, and so many schools have deadline. You need to follow this deadline, and so many things like that. Are very few minutes, just 1 minute to go. And now, so preparing after admission, that's something you can find online. Study Global can assist you with that. Then you have family. You have family. Maybe you didn't get full scholarship to cover up for your family or so. Like for me, I was having extra funding, right? I was having extra funding. I was having, if I want to bring my family, yeah, my funding can cover. So my time is up, right? And so uh, uh, let's quickly look at after admission still, right? And so if you want to come with your family, you need affidavit of support. Affidavit of support. If you are going to the UK, you need to pay deposit. If you are going to Europe, you need to pay your fee for a semester. You can pay for a semester. If you are going to Poland, you can pay for a semester in Poland, and it's acceptable. You apply for your visa. But currently, you know what's happening in Europe, you know what's happening in Ukraine. It's quite difficult to get dates in for Europe, and it's also difficult to get for the United States of America. The easiest place right now is, I think, is UK, which Study Global can assist you very much on that because they have affiliations. But you need to consider tuition, you need to consider a lot of things, the environment, opportunities, the jobs you can get there, and know what you are doing, right? And see how you can just work things out for yourself. So after your visa or preparing for your US visa, it takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of realness. You have to be real. You have to, like, I don't want to talk about this part because for me, being denied 14 times, being an Education USA member, I can enter the embassy anytime. I take pictures in the embassy. You are not allowed to go with your phone, but as Education USA member, when you go into the embassy, you can take pictures, you can do a lot of stuff. I've met several persons. I have my coordinator who talks to me every time, you know, but there was something wrong, right? So this is something we are going to discuss later, right? Because one thing is something may not be wrong, but filling your DS-160 is very important. Is very important. If there's a mistake the first time, it's something else. But there may be no mistake. These people use discretions, and there are ways you can do that. I've been able to assist more than 15 persons with stops, with interviews, with am I saying more than 15? More than 15 persons. So that's just, let me just put it there. So you need to know yourself, you need to know what's in your DS-160. Even though someone assists you, you need to know what they feel there for you. You need to know all these things. And let me just end this. I have never paid anyone for US or applications to the US or stores and stuff. The only time I paid was when I was trying to get NDDC scholarship. I needed admissions in the UK. And so because my admissions were, no, I needed admission in Australia, not in the UK. In the UK, I got admission from University of Portsmouth, Liverpool. It's easy, right? But Australia, you need to use an agent. You need to. So I wanted to use this. This was the only time I paid. My friend, she's my friend. Yeah, she's my friend. So I wouldn't want to call the education center here, but she's my friend. She's very. So that's the only time I paid. But you don't need to pay anybody. You don't need to. She was only assisting me, so I needed to pay because it's a business. So you don't need to pay, and Study Globally is here to assist you, and you can also appreciate any effort being put together for you, and also put yourself. Finances is not an issue. It shouldn't be an issue for you when you are considering studying abroad, because I wasn't doing a good job. I wasn't being paid millions. I wasn't being paid thousands that that much. So, but that didn't limit me. So you need to set your goals. You need to set your priorities. So after your visa, you want to travel immediately. Nobody wants to spend 2 more months in Nigeria and now hear story of bomb in one country and you cannot fly, or coronavirus. So when you arrive at destination, you want to make friends. You want to get along with the community. You want to see other opportunities in campus. There are some schools you cannot work outside campus, mostly in the US. In Europe, you can work full time outside campus. I was working full time in Germany. I was working full time in Poland. In UK, you can also work some hours, I think 20 hours. In Germany, it's limited. It depends on the type of contract you are getting. Your full time can be limited to those hours. Those hours, working 20 hours a week, there's a way you can work full time. It doesn't affect you. So these are things you will start to learn when you arrive at your destination. You want to connect with people. You want to make sure that everything is okay. So This brings us to the end of this stuff, and that's it. So that's it. So thank you all for listening. So if you have questions, we're going to be taking questions later on. And for now, I leave you to study globally. Thank you guys for listening. And if you have questions, you can direct it to me or study globally. And after now, they will be ready to assist you and also give you that. Right. Thank you guys.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Obidi. Thank you very much, all the participants. So we go straight to our okay, you can see my screen. Go straight to our services. So just a brief one, I just want to thank the presenter, the guest speaker for a very nice job done. And if you remember during the course of his teaching or his lectures or perhaps his presentation, he was telling us about what we offer as a brand. So if you can see from my screen, you see that we just want to help you to fulfill your dreams and aspirations to study abroad. Part of what we do is that we give free admission guidance and application counseling and processing. Then we also partner with over 250 institutions in US, UK, Canada, and now Australia. Also, we can give you the guarantee of 99% visa acceptance rate because all processes involved as regards to documentation will help you with that guidance and ensure that at the end of the day, by the time you're done with your visa application or visa interviews, you are selected. We also provide free post-admission guidance. So what it means is that after you are given admission, we are still there for you. We don't leave you in the lodge. Then the opportunities for internships, you have them, and also we help you when you get to the UK, for example, since the study work visa is available in Canada as well. We also help you to make sure that you are already placed in a good firm so that you can do that your 20 hours of work that you're entitled to a week. Also, there's opportunity for you to go with your spouse. So over time, we've realized that many persons want to go with their family members. For those who have spouses, you can go with them. You can go immediately with your wife or husband, as the case may be. And at the end of the day, you can also go with your children if they are below 18. So that's more about us. During the course of his teaching or his lectures, he was trying to tell us about the other services we offer. And one of the things we help people do is preparation of statement of purpose, which is your motivation letter. So if after the event today, you can sit with us if you have issues as to how to write your statement of purpose. We have done a webinar on this before. If you want us to help you do it professionally, we charge a little fee of about 10,000 naira. And the other things we still do, like helping you to also prepare your transcript, to help you to get across to the school to get your recommendation letters and also your transcript. So you can see us after now for further direction. Thank you very much. So we'll go straight to the next on the agenda, which is the question and answer session. Over to you, Tolu. Over to you, Tolu.
Uh, can you guys hear me? So I forgot to talk about if you are having HND or you are having OND and HND together, and you are feeling like, can I go for postgraduate studies or something? You can you can go for studies. There are schools that take HND, schools like is it Texas or Paso, some one school like that takes HND direct. You don't even need to do evaluation. But if you have your HND, you can do West evaluation, and it becomes a BSc automatically. You know, so once you do your West evaluation, the HND is accepted as BSc. Yeah, you need to send your OND and your HND transcript to West when you are evaluating. So if you are wondering, oh, I have OND or I have HND, I have a friend that have HND, he cannot study abroad, he cannot, it's not true. Once you evaluate your transcript, you can study abroad anywhere for even PhD, you know, for even PhD. So some persons also want to ask, oh, can I study go for my doctorate study without masters? Yes, I'm currently running my masters now, and I'm running my PhD, and I'm running these two simultaneously. Yeah, because I saw the opportunities in United States is far better, even though the euro is stronger than dollars in one way or the other. You know, it's more. You know, so um, you want to see how you can go about getting your transcript evaluated and going anywhere to study for your PhD, for your master's. And besides, if you are coming for PhD, there is more funding for PhD student than master student. The reason is because PhD it's most of the PhD programs are research focused, right? Research focused, and you need funding, you need support for this. You cannot just support single-handedly support yourself. So that's why most times funding is available for you to study. Not all schools will give you funding, but you need to ask for it. You need to communicate, like I've said, right? So that's just one point I want to chip in. If you have OND, HND, you can study. You can even go for PhD. If you have just first degree, you can go for PhD. So it doesn't really matter. So in Study Global, we give you everything. They have their website. They have their um, Instagram, email address, and office, so you can always visit them and see what you get from there. You know. Then another thing I want to say, lastly, before I go, if there is no question for me, is try to join the right bodies, like the right associations. Right? You want to join the right associations. You want to join the right body. In my search, I was able to join Education USA. I was able to join SPE. I'm a member of SPE. I'm a certified member of SPE. As a student, when you sign up on SPE, you want to be certified, you have free access, right? And so try to join places like that. You are with Study Globally now, you CSP, Port Harcourt here. Try to join places where you can have hands-on community development services and things like that, volunteer programs. And when you put all these things on your CV, it makes more sense. So that's what I'm saying. So someone want to ask a question? I'm with you.
Okay, before that, let me just quickly ask this. These are questions that have been on the pipeline during the course of the presentation. So the first one is, please, is GRE also needed for postgraduate applicants in law? That's the question from one of the participants.
Okay, for law, I have a friend a few days ago, he had a full scholarship for law and business admin. GRE depends on the school and depends on the requirement your school wants. That's why I say you need to know what they want. It is required for some schools, it is not required for some other schools. So you need to know which school you are applying to. And if you don't have it, it shouldn't stop you from sending a mail. Even if the school requires GRE or GMAT, it shouldn't stop you from sending a mail to them to ask for a waiver. Because when you don't ask, you don't really know. You just zero your mind that, oh, this school, this, they wrote it on their website, you need this. No, you have to send a mail to ask them for a waiver if they can waive it, and your reasons have to be genuine. Now, one of the reasons you can give for asking for GRE waiver or GMAT waiver for MBA is that your work experience, you've worked for some time now and you are having a practical or hands-on deck, and so you think it's going to help you, you know, and you've also taken some courses, you are also part of volunteer programs which you have been be able to express yourself in the format where GRE doesn't really need to prove that you have this sport. So I have all these samples on the drive, right? So you can go to get law at MBA admissions without GRE, but I'm also saying it's a requirement for some schools. So it's not 100% that you must get it before you start. So that's it. So can I get the next question?
Okay, thank you very much for that answer. So there is a question. Can I get a scholarship if I change my course of study? For example, I studied mechanical engineering and I want to do my master's in engineering project management or engineering management. Is it possible that I get scholarship if I change my course of study? Thank you.
It's very, very possible to even get full scholarship and SS funding. You know, it's very possible. Like, even if you want to go for engineering management, industrial management, these courses are related, right? It's very, very possible to get full scholarship. It all depends on your communication, on your experience, your work experience, what's on your CV, and what's on your statement of purpose. What is your interest? There was a guy who was who switched from civil engineering to information technology, you know, to IT, and he had full scholarship. So I have several people who have switched from their field entirely. This one is even project engineering. It's related to engineering, it's or mechanical engineering. So I have guys who have switched totally from their own field. They got their visas and they also get full scholarship. So it all depends on how you package your CV, your statement of purpose. Why are you changing? Even when you go for a visa interview, the viewer is going to ask you, why are you changing? And there are a lot of reasons for you to be changing, right? You probably you switch your focus and something new is happening to you. So you have several reasons to give why you want to study. You studied mechanical engineering, now you want to study chemistry. It's nobody's problem, it's your problem. It's you challenging yourself for another field. So you can get full scholarship. Whatsoever is attached to that particular course, you can benefit from it. So that's very certain. So I don't know if that answers your question, but I think it should, because it depends on how you package yourself, how you package your documents and your application.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So we'll take a question from here, then we'll just give the floor to one or two questions from the audience to ask the questions directly. So my last question for this, from my own end, is: do most schools accept Duolingo language test as a replacement for the IELTS or TOEFL, as the case may be?
I wish I can open my mails now, right? My IELTS expired in December 2020, and I still got so many scholarships. I still got so many things. I never wrote Duolingo test. I wanted to write. I was practicing on Duolingo. I was like, no, $45. Let me not just give these people, you know. But Duolingo test is acceptable. It's accepted. You can write Duolingo test. Several universities are accepting Duolingo test, especially this period. I don't know, changes might come up after the pandemic, but most schools are accepting it. And if you want to give a reason why you cannot go for the IELTS or TOEFL, it should be financial reasons, right? Because the Duolingo is just $45, which is very cheap and affordable, right? So if you want to give a reason why they should accept your Duolingo test, is because probably you are passionate about graduate school, you cannot really afford to spend or to utilize that money for IELTS or TOEFL, and also you are also from an English-speaking country, so you were able to afford just the Duolingo test. So that should cover up, that should work. I have used this pattern several times, even without Duolingo test, without IELTS or TOEFL, so it worked. It worked for me. So you can always send emails, you can send mails, ask questions, but I've told you before, you need to ask questions maturely, you need to send emails maturely. That's why you need to look at the Google Drive I'll be sending to Study Globally. If they share with you guys, you drop your email with them, or they already have it when you register for this session. So you need to package everything. It's packaging, everything is packaging. So Duolingo test is accepted. Yeah, it's accepted by so many universities right now.
Thank you very, very much. So just to add to what you said, by experience, since I'm also part of the admissions teams in our company here, we accept Duolingo. We accept it. It's accepted in Canada, most schools in US, they accept Duolingo as a replacement for IELTS. So it's very, very possible. So if you want to write the test, kindly do research on it. And once you get your results, you can also consult us after now. And we can help you apply with your Duolingo test. Even in Canada, it's accepted.
Yeah.
So we want to give opportunity for 1 or 2 questions from the audience. So if there's anybody who is raising his or her hands, time for you to ask questions is now. 2 participants raise their hands. So Omotola Akinagbe, please ask a question.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mr. Peter. Thank you so much for a wonderful presentation. For me, I have 2 questions. The first one, you mentioned a PhD, or let me say a school that if you have a PhD there, they give you automatic scholarship. Please, what's the name of that school? Because I'm actually going for a PhD and I've applied to several UK schools already. I'm just waiting for feedback from some of them. But the major thing is that funding issue. So what I did was to check their websites. I've checked websites of over 50 UK schools just to look for studentships, the ones that have studentship opportunities, so that I could apply to those ones. But the issue there is the competition is crazy. They receive several applications for those studentships. So what are my options? If I can get the name of that school that they give you automatic scholarship once you have a PhD there, I will be so, so grateful. That's number one. My second question is that concerning the oral interview, that's the interview session after they've maybe accepted you or something, before they give you the admission offer. So you've mentioned earlier that you should know about everything on your CV, and then you should know the person interviewing you, like the professor or the doctor. You should check everything about them. Do you have any other pointers, like maybe some specific questions that are usually repeated in some of these interviews? Questions that we can use as, to rehearse for it or to prepare for it. So that's it for now. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. I want to know, which is it, UK you're applying to, or the US and the UK?
It's UK. I started with UK, but I wanted to also apply to US. But when I started checking most of their sites, the schools that offer cheap admission, that their tuition is affordable, the requirements were just too much. Some were asking for 3 recommendation letters, and for most of them, you can't use your WAEC and English as a medium from your school, unlike UK schools. For UK schools, for most of them, WAEC is acceptable. Some will tell you no more than 10 years, and then some accept English as a medium from your school. But this one that they're asking for IELTS in US and all, so it's just part of what discouraged me from applying to US schools.
Okay, probably you were not in the session earlier on, because I said, even if you don't have all these requirements, you can send a mail to ask for an English waiver because you are from an English speaking country and you also have a certification of English from your university, which you can easily get from your exams and record or your registrar's office, right? You can use it for these US schools. Then secondly, for the interview, it depends on who sent you the mail that they want to interview you and for what position they want to interview you. Now, the first question is always like, oh, tell me about yourself. What are you doing now? What have you been doing? And you talk about yourself. And second thing is they want to know why you are interested in their research, right? Why you are interested in their field of study. And you also want to listen to them. You also want to ask them question what they are doing and what they've done, right? So these are things, it's an interaction, it's not a serious stuff. But the major thing is you just have to be prepared. You just have to know them so that you can discuss with them freely. And so it's not like they are very rigid or something. The thing they will ask you, what are you doing? And inside that question, you can answer what you've been doing, who you are, and why you feel you want to be in that school and also partake in their research, right? And so for UK, when you talk about scholarship in UK, I wouldn't tell you it's very, very easy to get scholarship in UK. The best you can get for most schools is like, oh, 1,000 pounds, 2,000 pounds, highest 4,000. In Ireland, you get 2,000 and you have to apply for a competitive scholarship, right? I remember applying in Ireland at Waterford Institute. You cannot even get admission, so you need to use like study globally in Ireland also. I don't know if it has changed. And so you need to fill different forms for scholarship consideration, and it's rigorous. And so these are things for UK, it's not easy to get scholarship, but it's the visa process is not difficult when you have funding for that or personal funds for that. But getting scholarship, I cannot tell you categorically that I've put my strength in UK getting scholarship. I have not explored UK scholarship the way I've explored the United States. So in UK, it's very competitive. If you are applying to schools like which school is there? Oxford University, schools that you cannot actually fund, you cannot pay your fees. So these are schools that once they consider you for admission, they want to help you with some sort of scholarship, because for you to even get admission to Oxford University, that means you're very, very brilliant and you have a very good result. So those schools automatically consider you for some sort of scholarship, right? So, but in the US, there are so many schools, you don't need to even, you just need to signify in your application mark somewhere that, oh, you want consideration for scholarship. And when they admit you, they give you scholarship. If they won't give you scholarship, they won't admit you. Like Northeastern University in Massachusetts, they told me in fall 2021 that there is no money at the moment, that in spring they are going to give me funding, and they did, because they had a lot of funding in spring, and so they offered me. So the schools I've talked about are basically in the US, but the ones you're talking now is in the UK, which Study Globally can assist you on that, the ones that give scholarship and so many other opportunities. But for the ones I know, they cannot give you full scholarship. They cannot give you, except there is an advert for scholarships. Like I got onto Teesside University in the UK when I saw the advert for application for SMEs, right? And so I jumped on it and I applied, and I was nominated for the 2022 cohort, right? So that's the UK. I'm not paying anything. I'm paying it. Everything is fully sponsored by them, right? So those are very few opportunities you get in UK. The opportunities in terms of funding is very limited because you're having people with first class. I don't know if you have first class anyway, but You're having so many people with first class applying, and the competition is high. It's very, very high. Unlike in the US where you have different companies dropping funding for universities, and so it's not like that in the UK. In the UK, you just they want you to pay and also good stuff. So Study Globally can help you further on this. But if you want schools that gives automatic funding in the US, or I can help you out with schools after this session. I can send to Study Globally. They also give you the information. Then if you
Thank you so much.
I will also share, you're welcome. I will also share my Google Drive where you see steps on how to, there should be no limitation. There should be no financial limitation. There should be no test requirements limitation. The only limitation you have is yourself, right? Not having that motivation, eagerness to send mails. You're like, oh, sending mails, typing mail for like 3 days. It's not a mail, you just type hello, hi, 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 and you push it. No, the professor, they will not even open the mail once it's not well organized, because from the subject, they already know what you are talking about. So they will not even open the mail, you know? So those things are inside this drive I'm going to share. So from there, you can learn one or two and see that you can apply to schools in the US. And also, if you want to go to another country and from there move to the US, it's also very good. You know, there are a lot of opportunities. There are ways you can, if your final destination is Canada, if your final destination is Canada, you should plan Canada, but do not allow Canada be where you must start. You get my point? That's why Study Globally is here to assist you. So Canada should, it's your place you want your family to stay in the next 10 years and be comfortable. You want to, your boyfriend, you want to get married, you want to have your life over in Canada. But Canada's visa from Nigeria is terrible. The time waiting, everything is okay. You don't have that patient. If you have the patient, you can go, you Study Global will assist you and everything. But if you don't have that patient, you can go to other countries. While you are waiting in Poland, you are able to work and save some money and chase your UK dream. In Germany, you are able to work and save some money and chase your Canada dream. So in other countries, you can go to, in Norway. Norway is also very good. Norway, Austria is very good. These are places you can. Australia is also very good. So you can also do all these things in this way. You can choose your study path and be successful in any way you want to go. So Study Global is there to give you more info and advise you and help you and give you the best, you know. So thank you. And if there are more questions, I will take that later, but if there are not, I want to thank Study Global for the time, and also if you want to check my page out, it's on YMeans on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, anywhere, and that's my page. Yeah, but other of my private page, I may not reply for some time because until I have maybe on break or something before I can reply those places. So just for you to know. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, Mr. Fuji Obiji. So straight away, I want to use the opportunity to thank you once again on behalf of management and all the participants and SP. We just want to go to our photo session. We cannot be able to accommodate all questions now because of our time. So what we'll do, just like you said, is that we're going to compile those questions we're still asking.
Yeah.
So we're surely going to provide to everyone who has sent in their details. So straight away, we'll go to our photo session, and that will be taken by Mr. Frank. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nikachi. Okay,
Yes.
can we just turn on our camera? And everyone turn on. Okay. We said 1, 2, go. Okay, can we just put a smile? Just smile. Hello, Mr. Nikaji.
Yeah, I can hear you. Don't mind, my video is not coming out. Sorry.
Okay. Let's just smile a bit. Okay, good. Once more. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much, everybody. So before we do our announcements, we just want to remind us that you can actually get in touch with us. You can get with us if this program or this event is recorded. So after this program, you can check us on YouTube, social media pages like on Twitter, Instagram, and also on Facebook. But more importantly, you can watch this program live again, or sorry, the recordings, you can get them on YouTube. Go to Study Global in Nigeria on YouTube, subscribe to our page, and also like our videos, watch previous webinars, and also be part of what we are doing. Also, you can always reach us on WhatsApp at any given time. Our number is available on the screen. I'm sure my colleagues must have posted it. WhatsApp is always available Monday through Friday. And also you can call us on the same number. You can send us an email on info.ng@studyglobally.com. That's study-globally.com or studyglobally@gmail.com. So you can also reach us in our offices in Port Harcourt and also in Lagos. The one in Port Harcourt is at number 33, Tombias Road, GRA Phase 2, Port Harcourt. You can also reach us at number 25, Church Street, Okwebi, Ikeja, just off Salvation Bus Stop, Okwebi, Ikeja. So thank you. Over to the announcements from our collaborating partner, That's SP Port Harcourt. Thank you. Over to Madam Opagili. Yes, Madam Obegli in the call. If she's not there, Queen, please help me read out the announcements.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Okay, so thank you so much for joining this meeting. This event was hosted by Study Global Nigeria in collaboration with Society of Petroleum Engineers, Port Harcourt. So in SP, we have the student members, the young professionals, and the senior members who have over 10 years of experience in the industry. For the student membership, the membership is free. You can join via any of these universities where they have the SP student chapter. So, but your membership registration and renewal are all free for student members. While for that of the young professionals, you have free 1 year transition given to you by SP International. Thereafter, you have to pay for your membership yearly. That's a renewals, which is 21,000 currently. SP has several benefits, which includes you being able to network with industry professionals. You meet people who are already far ahead of you, and then you get tips and insights into how to get into the industry and how to move forward. You are exposed to industry information, knowledge, and then learnings. We have a monthly technical meeting where technical informations and procedures are being shared to members. Also, you have opportunity to have information such as this one, which is being hosted by Study globally, where soft skills are also being taught to members, including how to handle different softwares such as Power BI. And then we also have programs specific to students in terms of software trainings such as Excel, Power BI, Tableau, and Python, and more. SP engage in activities, community development activities, just as you can see. That's when we have our Work for Life, where we do cleanup services. We also visit orphanage homes to support them and help them by providing 1 or 2 basic amenities for them. So do well today to reach out to SP Port Harcourt section or any other SP sections wherever you find yourself. And these are the handles of our leaders in Port Harcourt section. You can reach out to them via mail or you can check them out on LinkedIn. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very, very much. So without wasting much time, thank you to every one of us who have joined this call, and sincere appreciations to all of you participants, those who have spent their data and their time to just be part of what we are doing here. And our greatest desire and wish is to see that you all achieve your goals. So I want to appreciate the Society of Petroleum Engineers for their continuous support over time. And I want to appreciate all the members and staff, all those who made this to happen, and you who have found time to also join this call. More importantly, without missing somebody important for this event, I want to thank our guest speaker that's out of his very tight schedule, still found time to join us today. And it's our hope and desire that at the end of the day, all our dreams and aspirations will come to fruition this year. For those of us who desire to go out to the country this year, it's a prayer that through us, Study Global in Nigeria, we can be able to help you achieve that dream. So after this event, please, you can watch us on YouTube again. We'll send you the link. It's a promise to your various interviews, but we shall send you your email addresses. But in the meantime, always follow all our activities on our social media handles. We'll always give you ideas, information that will help you, and also for the next event. We also have a scholarship group where we also post scholarships from time to time. So after this program, you can reach out to us for more information. So thank you very much. We'll go to our closing prayer, and we want to apologize if we've taken some of your time. The closing prayer is going to be handled by Frank.
Okay, thank you very much. Can we close our eyes for prayer? In Jesus' name. Father and our Lord, we want to thank you for today's successful webinar. We want to thank you for the presenter. Thank you for Study Global. Also thank you for SP Port Harcourt section. We pray that you will help us, oh God, to help us to put all we have learned tonight into a better dream. May you also help us to pursue our dreams. Also, may you provide the resources for us to succeed in the mighty name of Jesus. Thank you, King of Glory, because we know you and serve God.
Amen. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening, and do get in touch with us after now. I will say God bless you. Thanks for joining the call. We shall be having the next one very, very soon. So just be at alert as we share more of our programs. So you can reach out to us after now. Our numbers on the chat box, and you can send us a mail. Thank you. Good night, good evening, good morning, as the case may be. from any part of the world we are reaching out to us. So we promise we'll send you the Google Drive as promised. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Have a nice evening. God bless you. See you again next time. Thank you, Goswir. Thank you, Uche, for joining the call. Thank you, any members who work on. Thank you, Chidi. Thank you, Rita Napa. Thank you, Alex Chidule. Thank you very, very much. See you again next time.